Okay, just picture this for a second. You're on the sidelines. Your team just ripped off a 10-game winning streak. You've got a quarterback who everyone thinks is, the guy. Brilliant rookie year. The media loves him. Fans are already building the statue.
The expectations are through the roof.
Exactly. You're not just thinking playoff, you're thinking Super Bowl. And then, over maybe 90 minutes of game time, you watch a collapse so total, it's being compared to a historic low from 2015. It's not just a loss. It's a system failure.
It's the kind of performance that gives an entire city whiplash. You go in expecting a heavyweight fight and you get someone just knocking the whole board over.
And that's exactly what we're unpacking in this deep dives. We are getting into the Houston Texans crushing 28-16 loss to the New England Patriots in the divisional round.
Yeah, and if you just saw that score, you'd think, okay, tough game.
Right. But the score is probably the least interesting part of this whole story. We're here to dissect a meltdown from CJ Stroud that has, I think, a lot of people asking some really uncomfortable questions.
It's a fascinating look at pressure, psychology, and coaching decisions under fire. We've pulled the quotes, the stats, the historical context, and it all paints a pretty worrying picture.
So our mission today is to figure out what went wrong. We're going to look at the turnovers, which are just staggering.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the decision not to bench Stroud, which I know people have opinions on.
Oh, for sure.
And we want you to decide with us. Was this just a horrible day at the office? Or is this a sign of something deeper?
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because when your franchise guy hits a wall that hard in the playoffs, it sends ripples through everything. The offseason, the draft, all of it.
So let's just get right into it. The first half, I don't even think Nightmare does it justice. CJ Stroud threw 4 interceptions. 4 in one half of a playoff game.
It's so rare. I mean, this is a guy who built his reputation on being smart with the football,
Yes.
a surgeon. And in this game, he just went completely the other direction. It looked like he was aiming for the guys in the wrong colored jerseys.
What was happening there? Was he just seeing things that weren't there? I mean, 4 picks in 30 minutes? That's not just an off day. That's something breaking down.
I think it was a mix of things. It looked like he was trying to play hero ball after the first mistake.
Yeah.
He sped up his internal clock, started forcing throws into windows that just were not there.
And there was that one play that just felt final, even though it was so early. The Marcus Jones interception.
The pick six?
Ugh, yeah. A 26-yard return for a touchdown. That gave New England a lead they never let go of.
And that's the dagger. A defensive score like that, it just swings the win probability so dramatically. You're not just down on the scoreboard, you're suddenly chasing the game.
Yeah.
And when you're chasing,
You take more risks.
you take more risks. And that's when a good defense can just feast. It becomes a vicious cycle.
We actually have a quote from Stroud on his mindset during all this. He said, "I think when the interceptions started to pile up, I tried my best just to stay locked in and realizing I've just got to be there for my teammates."
Which is the professional thing to say, right? It's what you're coached to say. But you can feel the struggle in those words. He admitted it wasn't easy. I mean, how could it be?
Right.
You're watching the season die, and it's because of your mistakes. That's an incredibly lonely feeling.
But here's the crazy part. You hear 4 interceptions, you add in a lost fumble by Woody Marks later. That's 5 total turnovers.
Yeah.
Normally, 5 turnovers, you lose by 40. You get laughed out of the stadium.
And that's the paradox of this game. It stayed weirdly close for a long time, which almost makes it more frustrating if you're a Texans fan.
Because the Patriots' offense wasn't exactly setting the world on fire.
They kept trying to give the game back. Drake May was turning it over too. The Patriots' offense, outside of that pick six, just kept stalling.
Yeah.
They weren't turning those extra possessions into touchdowns.
So it was just a complete mess on both sides.
Essentially, it was a blowout in the turnover column, but the game was still within reach deep into the second half.
Okay, so that brings us to the context. It's really easy to just point at Stroud's stat line and call it a day. But we have to look at the situation around him. He wasn't playing with a full deck, was he?
No, not at all. You have to factor in the injuries. They were devastating for Houston.
So who was missing?
The big one, the one that changes everything, was wide receiver Nico Collins, out with a concussion.
And explain what that really means. It's more than just losing one good player, right?
Oh, it's everything. Your WR1 is your quarterback's security blanket.
Right.
When he's on the field, the defense has to respect the deep threat. They have to keep a safety over the top.
Okay.
You take him out, the defense can squeeze the field. They can bring more pressure because they aren't afraid of getting beat deep. Every window gets a little bit smaller for the quarterback.
And the hits just kept coming during the game.
They did. They lost 2 tight ends. Dalton Schultz makes a huge 42-yard catch early on, gives them a spark, and then he's out of the game. So Stroud is watching his weapons disappear in real time.
That has to mess with your timing, your rhythm.
It's everything. And you have to give New England's defense credit. They completely bottled up the run game.
So they made Houston one-dimensional.
Totally. They basically said, all right, CJ, beat us with your backup receivers while our defensive line comes after you. It was a perfect storm of bad circumstances.
And as you mentioned, it wasn't a clean game for Drake May either. He turned it over 3 times himself.
3 times.
So what, 8 turnovers combined in the game?
It was a defensive slugfest. Or an offensive comedy of errors, however you want to frame it. The point is, the Texans' offense just collapsed more spectacularly under the weight of it all.
Okay, so let's go into that locker room at halftime. The first half was a disaster. 4 interceptions. Stroud looks completely lost. Your head coach, DeMeco Ryans, the season is on the line. What's the move?
This is the moment, right? This is where coaching philosophy really gets tested. The huge question was, do you actually bench your franchise quarterback?
And it wasn't some hypothetical. They had Davis Mills on the sideline. Mills went 3-0 this season when Stroud was out. He's proven he can win with this team.
Which makes the choice so much harder. If your backup isn't good, you stick with your guy. But Ryans had a viable option. He had an out.
But he didn't take it. He came out and says, CJ's our guy. Believed he could flip it. Is that loyalty or is it bad strategy?
I think it's long-term strategy. He talked about flushing the first half. But think about the bigger message. If you pull your franchise QB in his biggest game,
You could break his confidence for good.
you could shatter it. You're telling him and the entire league that when the chips are down, you don't trust him. Ryans decided that the long-term health of CJ Stroud was more important than trying to salvage this one specific game.
That's a massive gamble.
It is, and Stroud was asked about it. He, of course, agreed with the decision. He said taking himself out wouldn't be smart and talked about how quickly he can get hot.
So Ryans sticks with him. Did it pay off?
Yes and no. The bleeding stopped. Stroud didn't turn the ball over in the second half.
Okay, but did they score points?
Not enough. The offense just couldn't find a rhythm. He took 3 sacks, and it all came down to that last desperation 4th down pass to Xavier Hutchinson.
One that got knocked away.
Yep, game over. So he stabilized, but he didn't flip it into a win.
That final image is just brutal. But I want to zoom out, because maybe the most concerning thing isn't just this one game, it's the idea of a pattern.
Right, because if you look at the game right before this one, the wild card against Pittsburgh, it wasn't exactly a clean performance either.
What are you talking about?
People forget because they won, but against the Steelers, Stroud had 5 fumbles.
In one game.
5. He only lost 2, but he put the ball on the turf 5 times. That's a huge problem.
So you add it all up, 5 fumbles in one game, plus the 5 turnovers in this game.
No, wait. It's 4 INTs and 1 lost fumble in the divisional, so that's 5. Plus the 2 lost fumbles from the wild card.
So 7 turnovers in 2 playoff games.
7 turnovers in 1 postseason. It's historically bad. The only player with more in a single postseason since the year 2000 was Carson Palmer back in 2015.
Wow. And everyone remembers that Palmer meltdown. That's not the company you want to be in.
Not at all. And this is coming at the end of what was really a disappointing sophomore season for Stroud.
Yeah, his rookie year was amazing. This year,
It was just a mixed bag. He missed time with the concussion, and even during the win streak, the offense just felt like it was grinding. He hasn't looked like that same dominant player we saw his rookie year.
that's the part that's so confusing. Before this postseason in his career playoff games, he was incredible. Almost 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. He looked unstoppable. Now this...
And that's what's so tough. Houston has seen his ceiling, and it's MVP level. But this floor, this 7 turnover floor, is a new and very scary development.
So the game ends. Season's over. How did the team handle the aftermath? This is where you see the finger pointing start, right?
But you didn't see that here. This is the one real positive. The leadership was rock solid. Stroud faced the media, took full responsibility, said, I feel like I let people down.
That's heavy.
It is. But then Coach Ryan steps up and takes all the blame himself. He said, it all starts with me. I didn't have the guys ready. He completely shielded his quarterback.
That's a real leader.
He even told the media what he said to Stroud personally in the locker room. He said, I love you. I have your back.
Wow, I love you. That's more than just a coach-player relationship.
Exactly. Ryans is building a culture, but he also knows the reality is harsh. The Texans are now 0-3 in the divisional round with CJ Stroud.
0-3, that's the stat that's going to stick.
That's the new narrative. They can win in the regular season, but they can't get over that hump. And that's the difference between being a good team and being a championship team.
A season that had so much promise ends with a whimper. A depleted roster, a quarterback's worst nightmare, just not how anyone saw it ending.
And now they have a whole offseason to think about it. How to fix it, how to get over it mentally.
Which brings us to you. We want you to step into the coach's shoes.
Let's make it real.
It's halftime. The locker room is dead quiet. Your star quarterback just threw 4 interceptions. He's shaken. On the bench, you have a backup, Davis Mills, who is 3-0 this year. Do you make the change? Do you bench Stroud to try and save this one season, or do you stick with him to protect his confidence for the future?
There's no easy answer. Short-term desperation versus long-term investment. What do you do?
Let us know. And as we wrap this up, that final play just sticks in my mind. The ball in the air, heading toward the end zone, and then just knocked to the turf. A perfect symbol for how close and yet how incredibly far away the Texans really were.
A tough pill to swallow. But that's football.
That is football. Thanks for diving in with us. We'll catch you on the next one.